Welcome back. Here on CTV News, we're diving into today's biggest headlines in education, keeping you informed and ahead of the curve. Michaela?
Welcome to Classroom Close-Up, your go-to source for the top stories shaping Prince George's County and Maryland education. I'm Michaela Newton, bringing you the latest updates on everything from local education news to statewide developments. Today, the Maryland State Board of Education and the Accountability and Implementation Board held a joint meeting. Here's some key takeaways. Reports of possible budget cuts from the state continue to raise concerns for the public and local advocacy groups.
Children in Maryland deserve the best. We know how history repeats itself and how we often cut education in times of crisis. And that's not this year, that's not the next 5 years, that's not the next 10 years, that's not in our plan as advocates.
Meanwhile, when addressing possible changes to the blueprint as well as key takeaways from the meeting, Isaiah Leggett, the chair for the AIB, had this to say.
Much of what we've seen and heard in the press is related to changes in the blueprint have not materialized to us, and we have not made massive changes at this point in time. Then fourthly, I think that we've made some substantive changes as it relates to pre-K and having a better explanation of the teacher shortages, changes we need to make going forward.
And President Trump's recent executive order to pause federal grants and loans. As of right now, the board says they are unsure of what that means for other education programs. Meanwhile, the Maryland State Department of Education is preparing educators for possible school immigration raids. MSDE sent guidance to local school districts Thursday clarifying that student data is largely confidential under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act and state code. Now, if an immigration officer shows up at a school, the guidance says staff should immediately contact their local superintendent and school district attorney while cooperating with authorities.
This policy that sought to ensure that immigrants were welcome within our communities is now overturned, and Trump is using our public spaces, even our sacred places of worship, as places where individuals now fear that they might get deported, that ICE might come in and raid and deport them.
And calling all book lovers, USA Today is launching their Winter Book Challenge. The challenge runs until March 21st, but what's in it for you? Anyone who participates and submits a bingo card will be entered into a $100 gift card giveaway. So visit USA Today's website for more information on how to enter. You must be 18 or over to enter. And PGCPS looks like they had a successful Stuff a Trunk event where hundreds of new books were distributed to teachers to build classroom libraries.
We were so excited just to come and get books to fill our classroom library, and it is a buffet. There are a ton of books. It's extremely hard right now to get students to read any book, so I try and have as many possible for them to take.
And stay with us as we dive into today's biggest headlines in education, keeping you informed and ahead of the curve.